trying little.
Hi fairies, and welcome back to my channel. It's ErickaJ. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to get a flat glueless 7x7 transparent closure wig, slayed, laid, everything made. So I'm going to be using a closure in 3 bundles from Fairyy. It's a Mongolian body wave, and this is a 7x7 transparent closure. I'm going to show you guys and let you understand why my Mongolian closures and frontals are my #1 bestseller, because the way it blends into the hairline is like as if it's HD, because the knots on it is so small and microscopic, and you guys will definitely see in this video why. So I'm going to go ahead and be sewing on my closure. Like I said, this is a 7x7, so really pay attention to how I'm sewing on the closure, because I'm going to be putting it on the elastic band part. I'm going to be taking the beginning of the closure, starting on one side, and then sewing it all around, all the way up until I get to the other side, and I'm going to do the same thing by sewing it on the actual elastic band. This is going to be our secret to getting it super glueless, so that when I put on my wig, it's going to have a nice stretch to it. It's not going to be too tight, not going to be too taut. I'm not going to have a headache within a matter of like 30 minutes because I have on this tight ass wig with a tight ass elastic band cutting off my circulation to my head. No, this is not those type of videos. I want to let you understand and let you see how to make a glueless wig and make it super comfortable on your head. I've had my wig on for about 3 days now. I have not taken it off. It does not want to come off because that's how secured it is on my head, and it's a whole bunch of secrets as to how. So some parts, definitely when I tell you guys to pay attention, because you're really gonna need to pay attention, okay? So I'm just going ahead and taking the closure and putting it in a bun. This closure is so full, you guys. It is absolutely so full. Like, they're so freaking bomb. Even the frontals are very full, just like this one. But like I told you guys, Fairyy is on hold right now. So right now I'm not selling any of these products, but they will eventually be for sale, hopefully by the end of May, just crossing our fingers. So when it comes to sewing on the wefts, I really want you guys to pay attention to this part, because this is very good instructions. So I know how we said we're going to sew on the closure on the elastic band, but when it comes to the wefts, we are not going to sew that on the elastic band, because that's going to take away from the stretch that we need. The weft portion, just put it right above the elastic band, and also put it about 2 inches away from your closure. These steps are definitely needed to having your wig actually fit your hair, because it's just, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I just got super distracted because I just dropped my my IGTV, the Don't Rush Challenge, and an actual artist commented on my freaking picture, like the one that song it is. That's so dope. Sorry, I just got a little bit fangirl real quick. But back to the video. So I'm just going ahead, like I said, it's just measuring it about 2 inches away from the closure, and I'm just going to go ahead and do double knots just to secure the wig, because we do not, like I said, we do not want to take away from the elasticity of the wig. So you want to make sure that you are sewing your tracks above the elastic band. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew on all of my tracks. Like I said, I am using 3 bundles of Mongolian body wave, and the closure is 20 inches of Mongolian body wave, and I use every single bundle. And one more thing, I am not cutting the wefts. I am going to be doing the fold over method for every single bundle until we get to the very top, and then I will come back and explain why I cut the wefts then and didn't cut the wefts before. Oh, actually, I'm gonna just keep saying on. So for this part, I'm going to go ahead, when I get closer to the closure, as you guys can see, this is when I'm going to start to cut the weft and then sew through the weft and through the closure to connect both of them, because you do not want a negative space. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side, more closer for you guys to see. I want to go through the weft, through the closure, and do a knot to secure both of those ends. You want to make sure that you're doing that because you do not want that negative space, because I will show you guys later on when I'm done with the entire wig that you do not want a negative space when you move the hair in that section, because if you have a negative space, it will look very freaking weird. And I was doing this with my problem before. That's why I never liked to sew closure wigs, because I did not know how to do it. But now I finally know how to do it, so I wanted to do a video to show you guys how I do it. So now I'm going to take a pencil. You guys definitely don't have to do this part. I'm just doing it to show you guys for visual purposes. I'm now going to go ahead to single weft sew my my bundles, because when you get closer to the top of the closure, you want to make sure that it is pretty flat. You do not want it to be very bulky. So for this part, we're going to do the same thing as far as doing a double notch stitch. What the hell? Double knot stitch. Oh my gosh, you guys, to sew on our wefts. And we're just going to be cutting the wefts, not doing double, only doing single, and just doing that all the way up until we get to the top. And then when you get to the top, you want to make sure that you are sewing it through the weft and through the closure to make sure that it is all secured. So now this is exactly what I was telling you guys. You want to make sure that both sides are nice and neatly secured, because you sewed on everything to attach onto the closure, and that's exactly what you want, so that if your hair flows in the wind, if you move your hair, if you move anything around the area, it is not like a big ass hole and negative space, because it's going to look very weird and you do not want anyone to clock you, sis. Okay, so now we're going to move on to, I keep saying we, but we are a union. We are a union on this channel. Okay, so I'm going to move on to blow drying the hair. I do not, you guys should already know this about me, I do not wash my hair and blow dry it within the same day. I just went ahead and co-wash the hair. I always co-wash all of my virgin hair by using silicone mix. That's just what you need to do when using real virgin hair. Like I said, this is Mongolian hair. This is real virgin, sis. This is not Remy. This is not Remy virgin. It's not none of that. It is real hair. So I just went ahead and co-washed it with some silicone mix. I let it air dry overnight. Now we are about 90% dry and and that's when I always come back on camera and blow dry it on camera for you guys. And you guys can see the texture. It is so hard to describe what Mongolian texture is and what it looks like. You guys can just visually see it for yourself. It's literally like Tex-Lax African American hair. It has a certain type of texture to it. It's not silky. It's not super textured like yaki or kinky straight, but it definitely does have a texture to it. So in my opinion, I would describe it as like a Tex-Lax African American texture. So now we're going to move on to plucking the closure. I'm going to just section off a section in the front of the closure because we do not need this. To make it as realistic as possible, you want to make sure that you are sectioning this off, not touching it. We're not going to need it because we're going to cut it off anyway, and plucking behind the hairline. Plucking behind the hairline makes it so much more realistic. I've been doing this with my frontals as well, and I'm also going to use something different. You guys have seen me use tweezers a lot when plucking my frontals. This is pretty much like my first time doing a closure on my video, like ever, which is crazy. But this is how I get my closures to look as realistic as a frontal does. Is number one, by plucking behind the hairline, and number two, by using eyelash applicators as my tweezer. Look how natural this hairline looks, you guys. Now you understand why my closures and my frontals on my Mongolian line are my #1 best sellers, because the knots on it are so microscopic small that it looks like it's an HG lace and not a transparent. That's how bomb my transparent lace is, you guys, and it's so strong and so durable. And it just looks, even when the meltdown, you guys will see later on, the meltdown of it is even just as bomb. So I'm going to go ahead and use my hot comb just to straighten out the beginning of the frontal. And then I'm also going to be parting out the hair using some Sebastian Shaper spray in Plus and using a hot comb. I never really did this with my frontals, but with my Mongolian frontals and my closures, they are so dense with hair. They're so thick, you guys, that I have to do this. I kind of handle my Mongolian textures a little bit different than I would any other texture that I have, because like I said, it is so thick. So when doing this, is super important when laying down my glueless wigs, because you're definitely going to need to have this spray. Like I said, it is a Sebastian Shaper Plus spray. I will leave it down below as well. But using Sebastian Shaper spray, parting the hair, and using a hot comb, do not skip this step. This is very important to have it super flat, and we're definitely going to need to have this step when doing our install because it's very important. So now I'm just going to move ahead to flattening the hair. I am using my EapHeat 1 1/4 inch flat iron. I love the EapHeat flat irons. You guys pretty much only see me use those on my channel as far as flat ironing my hair, because they just make the hair so silky and just so straight, and I just love the way that it looks on my natural virgin hair. And then I'm also later on going to go ahead to cut off the ends of my virgin hair, because it is real virgin hair, so you know they can be a little bit ragged sometimes. So I'm just going to just cut off about 1/2 inch of the hair on the ends, just to make sure that everything is nice and even. All right, again, this is another step that you do not want to skip because it is super key as to having a flat glueless wig. So again, my 7x7 closures, or just my closures in general, are so full. Even my frontals are so full. So this is an added trick that I go to do to make it super flat and make it so much more realistic. I like to part the hair and pluck the parting. So you do not want to do too much. If you do too much, you will start to have a balding area. That is not what this step is for. The step is only to make the closure look a lot more realistic by flattening out. You guys can see from the right to the left, one part is kind of bulky, the other part is laying down a lot more flatter, as if this is literally someone that got a Texlax on their hair and they literally just, you know, laid their hair for the first time and they blow dried it, straightened it, hot combed it and everything. And this is pretty much the finished result of the whole entire making the closure wig. And now we're moving on to the next day. This is the next day. The steps that I did off camera wasn't really mandatory, or not mandatory, but necessary for me to show you guys. All I did was just cut off that portion of the lace that I told you guys we did not need, and then I also went ahead and put on an elastic band. I'm just showing you guys how I measured it. This is a 2-inch elastic band from Amazon. You can definitely order it just like you can pretty much everything in this video, except for the Fairy Stylish hair, because I'm not selling it right now, but everything else you can get from Amazon. So I'm just going ahead and putting on the wig. You guys can see, even with having the elastic band on and just the way that we made the wig, it just lays so nice, so flat and super snug on the head. But I'm going to show you guys an extra step. If you guys don't want to just leave your hair like this, you want to have like that extra step to make it a little bit more realistic and to have your wig stay on your head for longer than 3 days. I don't know about you guys, but the way that I think of glueless wigs, some people think of glueless as like just plopping it on your head. You're able to take it on and off and all that stuff, but it's not going to have the lace laid down the way that, in my personal opinion, it should be, because you're still going to be able to see the lace. It's still going to be sticking up. It's no way in hell that you're going to have a lace that's actually a 7x7, 8x8, 9x9, or even a frontal wig laid down on the sides. If you have a 4x4, that's the only way that you'll be able to just have a throw on and go type of closure wig without doing a step like this. But if you want to make sure that your wig is nice and secure, you can wear it for a few days. You don't have to take it off, and you don't have to use any products like glue, spray, or gel or anything like that to have it laid down. Pay attention to this step. All I did was just go ahead and part a little bit of the hair from the closure. I took an elastic band. It was a 1-inch elastic band. Like I said, I got it from Amazon as well. I took a blow dryer. I blow dried the front of my hairline for about 2 minutes, and voila, this is how it looks. You guys can see that transparent frontal sis looks like it's HD. I do not have a wig cap underneath this closure wig. I do not have any glue on. I do not have any got-to-be spray. I don't have any bed head spray. I don't have anything on this wig. All I did was just do exactly as you guys see in the video. Part up a little section. I put an elastic band on, blow dried it, and then this is how it is looking. I still have this wig on to this day. You guys will see at the end of the video that I do have a different outfit, different makeup, and everything on, because I've been wearing this wig for about 3 to 4 days. And this is how I have it stay on for this long. This is all I do. This is so secure in my head, you guys. It lays down so good. It makes it look like as if my closure is like a freaking HD, because like I said, my knots on my closure are so microscopic. It looks like HD lace, but it's really not. So yeah, I just went ahead and cut a few little hairs off the top of the lace just to make it blend in a little bit more. And I just have one more question for you guys. If you guys want to see how I do a ball cap method 2020 version, which is basically a ball cap method 2020 version, which is basically not having a wig cap underneath your wigs or your closure wigs, definitely let me know down in the description box, because like I said, I do not have a wig cap underneath this wig, but it definitely does look like it, and it's because I do a trick. If you guys want to see that trick, let me know down below in the description box if you guys made it this far in the video. So yeah, I just showed you guys how far the hair comes down on my back. It definitely hits right above my bootay. This is 26 inches, but like I told you guys, my hair does come about 1.5 to 2 inches longer than what it says. So yeah, this is the next day. This is about my second day wearing a hair. I did not take the wig off at all, and my hair is still on my head. And me talking to you guys, this is actually the 3rd day of me wearing this wig, and you guys, I'm just so shocked. I'm just so happy. And yeah, if you guys try out this method, let me know, tag me in any pictures, any videos, and yeah. And again, I love you guys so much. Make sure you guys stay tuned for my next video, and bye guys.